tough start to the day, I have to say. I'm actually going with the 7 here and putting it on top. And Shalya, I just thought she was a really nice, well put together filly, probably a little bit better behind the saddle than in front at this point in time, but she looked like a speed horse. She was on the bit in the mounting yard, so I liked the way she presented, and that's the way that I'm leaning here. But there are a number of runners that were turned out in great order. Bobby Rocks was one of them, the favourite. Certainly couldn't knock that filly. I thought Tusker Brook looked like she'd improved, and also Splashette, who's really maintaining her physique at the moment. And we are going to talk to the trainer of Splashette as Grace catches up with Jared McLean.
Well, Jared, Splashette is certainly one of the most experienced fillies in this field. She must be frustrating that she continues to run a drum for you, but having said that, you must be pleased that she's been able to race consistently recently.
Yeah, she's racing really well, and I think she's ran in some good form maidens. Like, it's not as if they've been hopeless. And I actually got interviewed, I think, about start 8, and I thought, I can't believe she's an 8-start maiden, and here we are having our 12th attempt today, and hopefully she can break through.
There was a change of tactics that came through earlier. You intend to ride her a little bit more quietly from that wide draw?
Yeah, we've always wanted to ride her quieter, and it's probably not the ideal scenario having blinkers first time, but if she can maybe half anticipate the start a bit and Damien can switch her off in the second half of the field, I've always wanted her being the one getting out of the pack running on, so hopefully Damien can execute that plan and we're in the winner's circle in a couple of minutes' time.
Well, hopefully, as you mentioned, that does happen for you. All the best with her here today.
Thanks very much.
That was Jared McLean with the thoughts of Splashette. As horses are loading away, let's head up for the first time to Matt Hill.
Hello everyone, and the first race on the program here. Grace, thank you very much. Brian Resolletti joining us as well. This is the first race on the program on the hillside, and the rail is in the 5-metre position today, which is a little bit of a change compared to the rail in the true on the lakeside last week. It's been nudged out, so we've got the outside part of the race course being used here, and we've got a really interesting day. A really good 1,000-metre sprint races later. The 3-year-olds intriguing with 4 last start winners, and a beautiful day as well. 27-degree mark in Melbourne, beautiful skies above. Now Think Cathy is going into the stalls, ridden here by Michael Walker. The last 3 to get set, Uptown Lily and also Shalya, will complete the line for the running of this opener. The first of 8 is Uptown Lily about to come along. This is the Bobby McKerroll tribute, who we sadly lost last week. A starter for over 20 years in the metropolitan area, had a great relationship with the trainers and jockeys, and just a lovely man. So the Bobby McKerroll tribute is race number 1. Shalya goes in, completes the line for the running of the first. We're going 1,300 metres. Very open race to start off proceedings, and they're all in. Set and away. Memphis Squaw on the inside, away only fairly. Tusker Brook, ridden with aggression, will go straight to the lead from Bobby Rocks, and also in between horses Glaver. They were followed by Memphis Squaw, the inside. Uptown Lily on the improve with Shalya from the deep, from that wide gate, is pushing up as well. They were followed next in the field by Zabreeze, who's racing solo, 3 lengths to Shamrock Joy, followed by Think Cathy, the inside. Further back is Bossy Rose, who's 2/3 down the field, a couple of lengths to Smooth Celebration, Splashette, and at the end is April Baby. So they head past the 700 metres. It's Tusker Brook and Shalya together by a couple of lengths to Memphis Squaw, the inside, and they were followed by Bobby Rocks. Next in the field as they run the turn out wider is Uptown Lily trying to get involved, followed then by Glaver as they run down Corrigan Dip at the 500 metres. Zabreeze to the middle of the track. Glaver's trying to get clear from Smooth Celebration, then Bossy Rose, Splashette down the outside from Shamrock Joy and April Baby. Tusker Brook goes for home at the 300 metres by a length to Shalya, who's sticking. Uptown Lily, and they were followed next by Zabreeze down the outside, running on, approaching the 100. Shalya and Tusker Brook. Shalya just in front of Tusker Brook. Zabreeze is the danger. Shalya 3/4 in front, and Shalya won the first. Shalya from Zabreeze, Tusker Brook. Then for 4th we had Think Cathy or Glaver. Further back, Uptown Lily, Smooth Celebration from Bossy Rose, Shamrock Joy, Splashette, Memphis Squaw. Well back, April Baby and Bobby Rocks. Number 7, Shalya, Geordie Childs for trainer Graham Begg at 7.50 and 2.90. Defeats Zabreeze at 3.90 and Tusker Brook at $3, who led them up. First, number 7, Shalya. Just appreciated The bigger track today, and also the ability to push forward and get closer to the rail, and had to show some grit in the latter stages, because initially it was Tusker Brook who was kicking on the inside, the Hinchinbrook filly, but it was Shalya getting past Tusker Brook, and then Zabreeze was the late closer on the outside from a fair way back. But it is Shalya first for Geordie Childs. Number 7 at start. Number 3, the filly by Animal Kingdom out of Sandown, coming off placing behind Falling Waters last start at Yarra Valley after covering extra territory around the tighter track. Second, number 15, Zabreeze, Mark Zara for Leon and Troy Corstens. Leon turning 74, I believe, today. Good on you, Leon. And in third, Tusker Brook, number 13, Paddy Maloney for Pat Carey. 7, 15 and 13. Fourth, number 12, Think Cathy. And fifth, number 14, Uptown Lily. 7, 15, 13 and 12. 7, 15, 13 and 12. Fifth, number 14. Sixth, number 4. Race time 1:16.93, which is just outside, a second outside of the class record, a length and a quarter by a half length. 7, 15, 13 and 12. So the famous Arrowfield Colours salute in the opening race on the program here. As far as changes for the program, we're pretty light on this afternoon at Sandown. We've got a couple of gear pieces of information later in race 8. Number 4, Cannot Be Serious, is going to be wearing the open toe bar shoes in front. And also number 12, Zan Darrell, hasn't been seen since April due to an off-4 stress fracture. So that's basically as far as I can take you so far after the running of this opening race. 7, 15, 13 and 12, a length and a quarter by a half length, 1:16.93 on race number 1. So as I mentioned, some very well-known colours, the Arrowfield Pastoral Proprietary Limited colours of John Massara, the black and yellow diamonds, yellow cap, taking out this first race on the card. And Jane, we're in for a really nice day. I'm sure you won't mind standing out in the middle of the mounting yard today with 27 degrees. It's a lovely afternoon in Melbourne.
Yeah, beautiful afternoon. You're right about that. You don't mind standing in the middle of the mounting yard on days like today. You're right about these colours, though, the Arrowfield colours, and I'm sure they'll be busy selling yearlings over the next few days with the Magic Millions Gold Coast sale getting underway today. Arrowfield will have a very nice draft of horses, and this filly, well, I thought she looked terrific in the yard. She just looks like a speedy type, and she certainly showed that coming from the wide barrier draw. Jordan Childs managed to get her across and sit outside the leader, and she's managed to kick clear in the finish and win this quite nicely, getting her first victory at start number 3, but was putting together a very, very nice record prior. Jordan Childs, his first ride aboard this filly this afternoon, but he certainly got the best out of her, and you did have an awkward draw to contend with, but she managed to get across quite nicely.
Yeah, she did. She flew to gates, so that always helps, and had to do a little bit of work to get there, but once we got there I thought I set off the leader quite nicely, and she gave a nice kick at the top of the straight and held it quite strong to the line.
She is a filly that's shown in a couple of her earlier starts that she's not always one to settle the best. Were you happy that she relaxed sitting outside the leader?
Yeah, I was. I spoke to Graham this morning and he said she's a bit of a horse that wants to do things 100 mile an hour, so once she settles down and matures a little bit more, I think she should be able to make the grade. Given
the work that she'd done early, you certainly held on to her for as long as you could in the home straight. Were you confident you had enough horse underneath you?
Yeah, I made sure I didn't go for it too early, just held on to her, but when she gave a good kick at about the 200, I was pretty confident I was going to hold on.
Well, nice to get a win under your belt so early in the afternoon. Congratulations.
Thank you. Cheers.
Jordan Childs successful in race number 1 here at Ladbrokes Park aboard the Graham Beggar trained Shalya.